What can we expect when we pursue a career as a musician? Did we think it was going to be easy? And why is it that some artists spend so much time publicly complaining about how unfair being a musician is? What does it mean to be an artist? Welcome to Sittin with Jimi. I'm Jimi, and this is the channel where we discuss all things creative, because creativity is a way of life. Before we get rolling, hit the subscribe button and bell notification so that you never miss a video. This channel is for creative people like you looking to empower themselves to get more from the beautiful process that is making art. The other day, I came across this absolutely fantastic interview with Hawke, a legendary actor who consistently delivers amazing performances. In this interview, which had Mr. Hawke fielding questions and dispensing wisdom, I was struck by what an incredible communicator he is with regard to creating art. In the clip I'm about to show you, he's of course talking specifically about the art of acting, but so much of what he is saying here applies directly to all artists. So think about what he is saying here through the lens of being a musician. So here's Hawke at Lincoln Center in 2018.
I'm in service of this art form, do or die, whether I get a job or whether I don't get a job. What I tell my daughter is, like, if she wants to go into acting, she is an actor, she's very good. But if teaching acting at a high school in Seattle when you're 62, if that doesn't sound great, then get out. Get the f*** out. You know? Because then what are you doing? If you don't think it's worth it to do that, then what is it that you're doing? You know? And so you don't get to decide whether or not you're good, or whether she's good, or he's good, or who's the best. You get to decide whether or not you think art has value. Right? And then you just put yourself at it. And then the world, the world is weird, right? The world celebrates some ding-dong songsmith, and Blaze Foley lives and dies totally ignored, right? The world doesn't know what it's doing. You don't have to take that seriously.
Amazing. And what a brutal call out of any artist whose highest artistic calling has been co-opted by a spirit of sanctimony and entitlement. I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but when I get on Threads or X or Instagram, it seems like every other music-related post is someone complaining about how hard it is to be an artist. And underneath all the complaints is this seemingly unexamined belief that all artists should be able to make a living off of making art. Many aspiring artists appear to believe that they should be able to make a living off of only doing what they want to do artistically, without having to compromise in any area, whether it be having to market themselves, having to diversify their skills, having to learn a different style, having to learn to record themselves. And I'm not saying that there aren't issues in the music industry. There obviously are. But there is a big difference between being a leader and using your powers of creativity to solve problems, and being a complainer, screaming sanctimoniously into the dark void of social media. This is a negative and degenerative mindset that reveals how surface level, brittle, and above all conditional many musicians' engagement with their art truly is. I love how Mr. Hawke calls this out in actors by saying, if your engagement with this art form is conditional, then get the f*** out. So I'll do it for musicians. If teaching guitar to starry-eyed teenagers who are exactly as you were when you are 50 years old doesn't sound good, if playing in cover bands doesn't sound good, if showing up to a summer camp to teach kids how to write songs is pointless and beneath you, if jamming with your best friends for $100 some random Tuesday at some random dive bar doesn't sound good, if doing session work sounds like a total drag, if playing corporate events and weddings is selling out, if running sound for your local church or local venue is just not your thing, if driving out to the Catskill Mountains on a warm summer night to get paid to play for no one under the stars is off the table, if learning to proficiently make your own great sounding records and get paid to do it for others doesn't light you up, if the tremendous power of social media, which allows you to market yourself to a global market at the push of a button for pennies on the dollar, is somehow just not enough for you, if sitting all day with an acoustic guitar in your hand, just dreaming, writing songs and singing for the joy of it won't cut it, if you don't do it because you love it more than anything else, then get the fuck out. Because what are you doing? What are you doing? If you don't think it's worth it to do all that, then what are you doing? At the end of the day, you don't get to decide anything other than whether or not you think art has value. This is the foundational belief of the true artist, and it's one that for the most part is never spoken aloud, but is embodied through action and lifestyle. And all those things that I just mentioned are all jobs and opportunities that many so-called artists don't consider when they talk about the challenges of their chosen career. But these are jobs and opportunities that are vitally important to the working class of musicians that make up the heart and soul of the industry. This working class of musicians is the music industry. These are things that require you to develop into someone who has something to offer the world beyond just your own unique, eclectic brand of art. And that's something that Mr. Hawke doesn't elaborate on in this particular interview. But it's vitally important to note that to be teaching acting at a high school in Seattle when you're 60 requires that you become someone who's qualified to do that job. By remaining in service to the art form of being a musician, do or die, we develop and become worthy of the opportunities that are all around us, however humble or meager they may seem. We create our own opportunities and ignore the complainers and the haters. For instance, I played a wedding with one of James Taylor's touring bassists about 2 years ago. And let me tell you, not only was he an exceptionally competent player, but he had the attitude and aura of a true artist and a true career musician. He was a great hang. He wasn't bitter. The work of providing this musical service was not beneath him, and he's not the only one. The greatest, most competent players I ever share the stage with are nearly always the most humble and down-to-earth. I have witnessed firsthand a positive correlation between a musician's level of competency and fluency with their craft and their attitude on and off the bandstand. Being open to the adventure of being a working musician calls upon you to become competent enough to make music in whatever situation opportunity demands of you. That is the gig, my friends. And those of you who understand what I'm saying today probably don't even need me to say it. This is just something that we feel. It's not even really a choice. A life spent with the arts is a spiritual and metaphysical compulsion. It's love, and love is the currency of the creative act. Those of you who are in service to art, beyond the conditional earthly metrics of me, my, I deserve this, I deserve that, will find a way to have a career. Why? Because you have to. Every fiber of your being calls you to. You will learn that what seem like artistic compromises are often the seeds of new skills that, when developed, grow into opportunities. This is the game we play, and we love to play it. If I've got a guitar in my hand, if I'm able to create something or help someone bring beauty into the world, if I can be part of the music when the music is happening, I am living a dream. That's it for me. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And right now is the single greatest time in history to be an independent artist. Hands down, bar none, end of story. I made a video about it right here if you want to watch it. The tools and technology of the modern age are to independent artists as the discovery of fire was to early hominids, miraculous and life-changing. What was dark, cold, and exclusive is now warm and glowing with the vibrant light of creative freedom and opportunity. Learn to see it, learn to live it, and make your art. Like Mr. Hawke so eloquently put it, you don't get to decide whether or not you get what you think you deserve with regard to your art. You get to decide whether or not you think art has value, and then you live your life according to that belief. And the world is weird. The world celebrates some ding-dong songsmith, and Blaze Foley lives and dies totally ignored. The world doesn't know what it's doing. You don't have to take success and failure seriously. So what has your experience been? Let me know in the comments. This business is hard. Being an artist is hard. It's baked into the fabric of what being an artist is. It's hard. It's why your parents told you not to do it. But at the end of the day, I get to live my life playing in a sandbox of creativity. I get to exercise my love that way. That's how I do it. It's something that I have to do, that I've always felt compelled to do. And it's a privilege for me to do that. Shoot me a comment. Let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you dig this message, if it resonates with you. It really helps the channel to grow, and it helps me to make more of these videos. Thank you so much for choosing to watch my videos. Your comments, your subscription, it means the world to me. Thank you so much. We will see you next time. Go out there and make your art. Thank you so much.